Um, this is Paul again. I can't send this out on this. I don't know why they're stopping me from making it a share where everybody can read it, but it's been happening for a while. So, or this on this particular subject this time. But so I'm just gonna read it and put it on YouTube if I can. Once, when I was talking with one of my great uncles, who many years earlier was an agent working for the FBI, he told me that when he was in the Korean War, they had something the officers used to refer to as the pipeline. This where one soldier would be hand-picked straight out of boot camp and immediately put into the minefields, where he stood practically next to no chance of surviving. Now, my uncle never said anything about any of these soldiers being volunteers, so the only other explanation might be that they were either suspected the soldiers to be being gay, or that he might have been a member of some other minority group. Years later, while I was being occasionally tortured, or what I would call torture, in a mental hospital in Brookline, where most of the nurses at MHWs were very compassionate people, one of the medication nurses gave me an essay written by the sometimes quite rude Noam Chomsky, Professor Noam Chomsky, who I mostly think very extremely highly of in many regards. In this article, he uses the same pipeline metaphor to talk about how such an outrageous disproportionate percent of young black men and even teenagers find themselves through an alternate version of the same pipeline, either in reform school or jail. This pipeline, which has been instituted in human society as soon as the first slave owners came to be, should be considered by its heroic victims as such an affront against human equality and dignity that not only its cowardliness, which hides behind numbers alongside inordinate distribution of wealth, but the outrage it must cause be in itself reason to find a way to outsmart, within legal boundaries, of course. And then I say something to the people who keep cutting me off from I'll read it. I say, if that is enough to make you outraged, don't. Oh no, it's later on I say that. So right now I say, if that is enough to make you outraged, don't let them get away with it. Even more by feeding the fire with riots. Are you? Now this is to the people who were stopping me from publishing this. Are you going to do this to me always? You are not treating me right. Don't. I'll go to YouTube when I want to publish things from now on. So that goes for anyone who doesn't allow. That goes for anyone who doesn't allow me to have a voice. That's what I'm going to do on YouTube. And the doctors. And why don't you take these medications, which are going to cut years off my lifespan, all you doctors? Why don't you take them yourselves? I don't know what gives whoever is doing this the right to stop me from making my writings available to the public. So I have a different idea. I'm going to put them on YouTube. Write them on here, and then put them on YouTube. So, anyway, they're going to get out to the public. Because right from here, we're going to put them on YouTube. And also, I'd like to say that these psychotropics should not be given to children whose brains haven't even been formed yet fully. I don't think they should be given. I don't know if I agree with them at all, but they definitely shouldn't be given to people under the age of 25. And also, I get diabetes in the first place from Zyprexa. Now they got me at it again. I hope this gets on YouTube. But this is a very important thing that people should know about this pipeline. is such an outrageous affront against humanity, and it's a shared metaphor between war and what goes on in society, which is much like war inside a society, fed into by such a disproportionate amount of distribution of wealth, by this polarized form of democracy that we have adopted since President Nixon was in office. And that makes us so polarized. And that's what that's how they're making the rich so rich and the poor so. We have to. I was even thinking that a good idea. I don't know how many other people would go along with this, but a good idea might be to have a six-panel presidency, like a six-man and woman presidency, instead of just one president and one vice president. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to take my medication. I hope everybody has a good night. God bless and peace.